Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to Amazed by the Quran, a series in which I love sharing with you things I find amazing about the Quran. Today a little bit about this beautiful bird, Al-Hudhud, that's mentioned in Surah An-Naml. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَجَدْتُهَا وَقَوْمَهَا يَسْجُدُونَ لِلشَّمْسِ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُمْ فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. The bird comes and reports back to Sulaiman after going to see Queen Saba's kingdom. And this is her analysis. وَجَدْتُهَا وَقَوْمَهَا يَسْجُدُونَ لِلشَّمْسِ. I found her and her nation prostrating to the sun. So they're worshipping the sun. مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ, as opposed to Allah. وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُم, and Shaitan, the devil, has successfully beautified their deeds to them. Meaning this heinous act of worship is a decorated act, and they think it's a spiritual act and a great, profound ritual, etc. فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ. So thus he has prevented them from the path, from the correct path. فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. Thus they are not going to commit themselves to correct guidance. They're too invested and too immersed in their shirk ways, in their ways of blasphemy, and they've beautified it for themselves because of shaitan, that they're not going to commit themselves to guidance. I'm amazed by this ayah because this is a bird that's giving this profound analysis. A bird didn't just see that they're worshipping. It reports that they're worshipping the sun, number one, and that they've actually decorated this ritual to the point where she can tell shaitan has beautified this for them, and he's prevented them from any means of finding the right path. There's a really deep insight by a bird, and they're not going to come.
This is a very deep insight by the bird, brother. Look at the madness. Instead of saying this is a fairy tale, stupid story, he is saying that the bird is giving us an insight about religion. He is describing what they worship, and he understands very well that they are wrong, and this bird is a Muslim. Now, what bird we are talking about? Maybe many of you do not know what bird we are talking about. Al-Hudhud. This is the bird. I will put it for you on the screen. This is the bird we are talking about. This bird, he is a specialized bird according to Nu'man Khan and the Muslims, who they explain how amazing the Quran is. And this guy is given a report, moving his beak, and he is telling Sulaiman. Sulaiman understands the language of the birds. And then Sulaiman, he heard the report, and all of this is taught by the bird to Sulaiman. I mean, this is a good bird. What else, brother Nu'man Khan, the birds and the cats and the dogs can do? Explain to us, please. Go ahead.
Commit themselves to guidance. فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. What I'm trying to get at is Allah has put all these creatures that don't have a speech we can understand. Sulaiman alayhi salam is given the ability, mantiq at-tayr, the ability to converse with birds, to be able to communicate with them, and they can communicate with him.
True.
What we're learning through that little window that's been opened for us is these creatures, all of them have a language, and all of them are actually, they have their own way of recording what we do, what human beings do. Like you have a pet, or you're just driving around, you're driving to some bad place, and there's a bird sitting up on like the wires on the street, or on the street light, and it just sees you, it looks towards you. It's a witness, and it's got a pretty detailed account of what you did. It's not just the angels on your sides that are writing it down. It's the ants, it's the fly on the wall, it's the birds. It's the cat, it's the dog. These are all witnesses.
True.
And they, just because they don't speak now, doesn't mean they won't speak on Judgment Day.
Sure.
SubhanAllah.
Absolutely.
Like, even the way we think about animals and how much they are going to be recording on our behalf has changed just because of this ayah. That, like, what more do you need to become conscious of Allah? They're all witnesses. And they are what? It's the fly on the wall. It's the birds.
The fly in the wall is spying for Allah. The fly in the wall is spying for Allah. The dog in your house is spying. Look at this dog. Look at this dog. And I was wondering, I saw him in the front of my house smoking a cigarette, and he having eyeglasses, sunglasses. Like, what is that? What he is doing there? But I never thought about it this way. He was sent by Allah. Be honest. It doesn't matter who you are. You are a Hindu, you are a Buddha, you're an atheist, you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, whoever you are. Do you think those people are mature? Do you think those people who believe in such a garbage, they are mature? What kind of maturity we hear in this video? They have a TV station, they spend hundreds of millions to promote Islam, but look what Islam is about. Listen carefully. If you don't, if you are not getting it yet, my friend, listen carefully and see what we are talking about. They are bringing us fairy tale stories about a bird who fly all the way to find if a woman she have hair in her legs. And then he came to Sulaiman, and Sulaiman, he heard the report from the bird. And this guy trying to convince us that this is amazing. Allah, he sent the birds, the ant in the wall. I killed a fly in the wall the other day. I killed a spy who worked for Allah. Do you think, brother, I'm going to be punished for this? I never thought that this fly belonged to the CIA. And this dog is looking at me in front of my door. He is working for Allah. I thought he is working for the neighbor. I don't know, because the neighbor, he owned him. And I thought this cat here is like just being funny. But it turned to be very serious business. They are, brother, spying for Allah.
That's been opened for us is these creatures, all of them have a language, and all of them are actually, they have their own way of recording what we do, what human beings do. Like you have a pet, or you're just driving around, you're driving to some bad place, and there's a bird sitting up on like the wires on the
Man, even the birds in the highway, they are watching you. I'm going to have heart attack because of this religion from laughing. Abdul, you are saying to me that if a bird is standing in the wire in the street, he is sent by Allah to record what I am doing. Why? Allah cannot see. You Muslims are amazing. I thought Allah, he knows everything, he sees everything. But now you are saying to us that Allah, he need a bird and a cat and a dog who smoke marijuana. What?
street or on the street light, and it just sees you, it looks towards you. It's a witness, and it's got a pretty detailed account of what you did. It's not just the angels on your
brother. Clear details is very, you cannot hide it. That's it. He have a clear details. He cannot. That's it.
Sides that are writing it down. It's the ants. It's the fly.
The ant. Even the ant is writing record for Allah. Excuse me, I cannot really believe that a human being wearing a suit claim that he have knowledge and he want to teach us about his religion, and he yet say what we hear. Brother, do you think the cockroach which I saw in the other day looking at me, I was like not in my house, it was like in a garbage place, brother. It's throwing the garbage. I saw this creature looking at me. Do you think he was spying at me, brother? Do you think he was chasing me, brother? What those people are talking about? Are they serious? Yes, they are serious. They are willing to die for this madness. A fly in the wall. It is spying for Allah. And I was saying, why flies are all over? I never thought about it in such a way. But thank you. Thank you, just enlightened us. I mean, how we will know this knowledge if not the brothers, the Muslim brothers, who they have extreme knowledge of everything. They can't tell us why Allah. Now I know why this fly is created. I thought it's bad. And by the way, you remind me of your prophet. He said in one of the hadith, if a fly fell down in the soup, dig it, dig it 3 times, and then drink the soup. And what is that, according to your prophet? That because one of the wings of the fly have medication and the other one has a disease. And by the way, this is proven by science too, right? So I don't know. The science of Allah is beyond imagination. It's very beautiful. It's amazing. And don't think this is a comedy show. This is very serious. Those people, they watch and they listen and they believe in all this madness. And you are wondering why somebody he is joining those mad terrorist groups. If they believe in this, why they will not believe in other things? I cannot believe it sometimes what I hear from this crazy cult. It's called Islam. Teach us, brother, more. What do you want to say to us? I did not hear you very well.
That's been open for us is these creatures, all of them have a language. And all of them are actually, they have their own way of recording what we do.
Recording.
What human beings do. Like you have a pet, or you're just driving around. You're driving to some bad place, and there's a bird sitting up on like the wires on the street. Or on the street light, and it just sees you, it looks towards you. It's a witness, and it's got a pretty detailed account of what you did. It's not just the angels on your sides that are writing it down. It's the ants. It's the fly on the wall. It's the birds. You know, it's the cat. It's the dog. These are all witnesses. And they, just because they don't speak now, doesn't mean they won't speak on Judgment Day. SubhanAllah.
A question. So why Allah he need many witnesses? Because I notice in the street wire there's a lot of birds. All of those to watch me? I mean, isn't it enough to have one? Look how many. Sometimes you find even like 100, 200, 300. Those are, and by the way, why they are turning back to me? I am coming from this side. How they can, do you think they have eyes in the back of their tail? Oh boy.
Allah. Like, even the way we think about animals and how much they are going to be recording on our behalf has changed just because of this ayah. That, like, what more do you need to become conscious of Allah? You know, what did these people that were worshiping the sun, how trivial was it that a bird just flew by? Like, you didn't even think about it. It's just a bird that flew by, and yet it was surveillance from Allah.
You never thought about it. This is a flying drone by Allah. It's called al-Hudhud. To spy at them. So what you are saying to us, that the prophet of Allah, he was not informed by Allah about them, but it was the bird who knows more than Allah. Let me show you some of the Islamic madness. This is Tafsir al-Jalalain, chapter 27, verse number 20. This is the verse he is saying he is amazed with it. And he reviewed the birds. Who? Sulaiman, which means Solomon. And he have a bird, it's called al-Hudhud, which is the hoopoe, which would locate water beneath the ground. It's really strange you did not mention that to us, that birds, they can not only record what we do, but they have X-ray machine and they can see the water under the ground and indicate the location by packing at it, where upon the devils would extract it for Solomon. Look at this corporation, Bird Devil Corporation Limited, LLT. So the bird, his job is to find water under the ground, and the devil, he dig for the location so Sulaiman he can get the water. Sit down, kids. I have more stories for you in the future. And then, and required for when he prayed, but he could not see him. What? Solomon, he required for this bird, he could not see him. Where is he? Where he is? Then he said, Why is I don't see the hippo? Huh? In other words, is there something preventing me from seeing him? Or he is among the absent? Look how many absent birds. What a messed up kingdom. The chicken is not here, the rooster is not here, and now the hoop hoop is not here. What we would do now? If you go to Ibn Kathir, which is even give you more details, it's more hilarious. Look at the Muslim fantasy and how they create lies, and this is all is coming from their prophet. Look at this. Here it says the same in Ibn Kathir. This is Ibn Kathir, that Suleiman, he used the hoop hoop to find water for him. All right, when anytime he need water. So this is a very important bird, and the hoop hoop would look for water for him in many places in the earth. And then, as you see, the rest is in details in here. So then the genie, after the bird he find the location of the water, Suleiman, he ordered the genie to dig and get the water. Okay, now look what happened here. At the time of Muhammad, this is Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas is the cousin of Muhammad. Look what happened. This is very embarrassing. When Ibn Abbas was reciting this verse, and he was telling about the miracle of this amazing bird, so he said the same, that the hoop hoop he can see. Look what he says. When Nafi said, you are telling us that the hoop can see water beneath the ground? Huh? This is an Arab guy. He did not believe in this madness and this garbage. And look what he said to him. But any boy can put seed in a trap and cover the trap with dirt, and the hoop will come and take the seed, so the boy can catch him in the trap. Look how smart this Arab guy, who got Muhammad and his lies busted. If the bird can see the water under the ground, how come he cannot see the trap which is hiding by the dust? You see what he's saying? If this bird can see, and this is a bird, the Arab, they hunt always. So if the bird can see under the ground, can't he see that if a little boy, he put some sand in the top of the trap, and then how we capture him if he knew there's a trap? And then look what Ibn Kathir, he said, very embarrassing. Ibn Abbas said, if it was not for the fact that this man would go tell others that he had defeated Ibn Abbas in argument, I would not even answer. And then he threatened him, if you think this way, Allah will decree and strike the person who do that, and his eyes become blind and lose all, like he cannot, his senses, that's it. And then the Nafi, the guy who was disputing by this guy, he gets scared. He says, by Allah, I will never dispute with you concerning anything with the Quran. And this is the end of the comedy for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to download. And this is a Christian Prince who was with you. Love the Muslims. They need a lot of love. They need a lot of help. And that's what we are doing. We love them. We care for them. We don't want to save them from this fairy tale stories of Muhammad and this madness. And by the way, this guy in the video, he said that Suleiman, he been taught the language of the birds. Maybe next time he make a video, if somebody can ask him, can you explain to us how Suleiman he been taught the language of the birds, but yet he understand the language of the ants, as we see in the verses there? An ant, she said to the other ant, ants don't talk, they communicate, yes, but the Quran says that Suleiman, he heard her speech, so he heard something, and that something is the language of the ants. But you said in the video, as I remember, that Allah, he taught Suleiman the language of the birds. Did he say that?
to commit themselves to correct guidance. They're too invested and too immersed in their
Yes.
worship is a decorated act, and they think it's a spiritual act and a great, profound ritual, etc. فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ. So thus he has prevented them from the path, from the correct path. فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. Thus,
Well, we'll see what he said.
and her nation prostrated after going to see Queen Saba's kingdom.
What he said.
فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. The bird comes and reports back to Sulaiman after going to see Queen Saba's kingdom. And this is her analysis. وَجَدْتُهَا وَقَوْمَهَا يَسْجُدُونَ.
Anyway, this is very funny and very stupid. And here the report of the bird, and he is saying to us, this is amazing. The cats, the fly, the cockroach, the goat, the donkey, your dog, everybody is spying at you. Everybody work for Allah and is going to be, anything you do is going to report it for Allah. So if you go in the bathroom and you touch your bum, the cockroach will see you and he will report to Allah. If you go outside to the bedroom and you kiss your wife, the ant who is in the window, she is going to report for Allah. If you are going to the jungle and you think there's nobody can see you, Sulaiman, who have birds and genie, they are spying for Allah everywhere. Even the spider, he worked for Allah. And then Allah, he taught Sulaiman the language of the birds, as you see here in this verse, chapter 6, verse number 16, chapter 27. So Allah, he taught the Sulaiman the speech of the birds, but yet here he understand the language of the ants. I think Muhammad, he think that birds are ants and ants are birds. What a comedy. Thank you for watching. Share the video, download it with your friends, and tell everybody that Islam is a joke. And we are not insulting, we mean it literally. It is a joke. It's not even, it's immature religion. And the second you believe in it, you became immature person. You cannot be a person who have any kind of maturity and you believe in such a thing. Thank you very much for listening. Please download the video, share it with your friends, and feel free to read my books so you can learn more about this cult. And I will see you in more videos to come. God bless you.
زين إشكال أخلاقية. القرآن هو الذي لابد أنه قمة في الأخلاق. هو هذا الإرهاب اللي تشوفوه هو هذا القرآن يدعو له. يعني مستحيل أن الله العادل، الله عادل صحيح، يأمر نبي من أنبيائه أن روح اذبح ابنك مثل الخروف. هذا شلون الله يأمر بالشر؟ ذبح الطفل شر مسلم لكل العقلاء بالعالم. ذبح الطفل شر لا مو شر؟ شر. زين هل الله يأمر بالشر؟ زين شلون أمر إبراهيم بذبح ابنه؟ زين هسه أقول هذا ما صارت. الحمد لله الله قلب السكينة وسواها عمية. زين ذاك الثاني النبي خضر قتل غلام بريء. يا ابي ليش قتلته؟ موسى قال له شنو السبب انه قتلته؟ قال لانه فد يوم يجي بعد 10 سنوات راح يأذي ابو وامه، احنا هسه قتلنا. يابا كل العالم يدري القصاص قبل الجناية ظلم. اكو واحد يقتل طفل بعدين بعد 10 سنوات راح يأذي ابو وامه، مو راح يقتلهم، راح يأذيهم. والأذية هم تستحق القتل. هم ابو الام ما راضي، هم يقول ما يخالف، خلي يأذينا بس لا تقتله. زين هذا الاله اللي يأمر النبي بالقتل خوف، في يوم آخر يأمره بالزنا، يأمره باللواط. شو القتل خو أسوأ، قتل الطفل أسوأ من الزنا. يجي يقول لصاحبه يابا انت زوجتك جيبها لي فد ليله، انا نبي والله امرني. يابا شنو؟ شنو قال؟ الله امر يصير هذا نبي؟ يوم يقتل واحد، يوم يزني بواحد بوحده، يوم يعني يصير هذا نبي؟ هو النبي مو قدوة العدالة والأخلاق؟ جاء يقتل طفل بريء، شلون يصير قدوة لنا؟ هذا بالقرآن موجود. زين، مو بس هذه، يعني مو بس الأنبياء ظالمين، هو الله هم ظالم. الله الموجود بالقرآن، يعني على مود واحد قتل بعيرة، شنو قيمة البعيرة؟ واحد قتله، قوم كامل مسحق ضربهم بالقنابل الكيميائية، مثل حلب شو سواها. زين، هم انت تقول كان فيها 9 رهط يفسدون في الارض، واحد من عندهم قتل عصابة قوم صالح، عصابة اجت جوعانين ذولا عصابتية، قالك هذه بعيرة، هذا ما له احد، وهذا صاحبه نايم النبي صالح، قال خلنا نذبحها وناكل من عندها ونشبع بطوننا والله كريم. هم ذبحوها. زين، الله هو ما يقدر يقتلهم نفسهم؟ دول المجرمين قتلهم. بس ليش لحق الاطفال والنساء؟ الاطفال نايمين الصبح واذا به شالها من جو القاع وقلبها على البطانه. والاطفال مساكين مثل حلب شو سواها. هذا شلون الله؟ يا عداله. زين، انت تقدر هسه هوايه صدام هوايه ارحم يعني، لان صدام ما يقدر، هو حلبشه بيها اكراد متمردين، بيها حرس ثوري، ما يقدر ذولاك يقتلهم كلهم، ضربهم كيميائي. اما انت يا الهي انت تقدر ذولاك 9 تقتلهم، اقتلهم وخلصنا من شرهم. بعد ليش الاطفال مساكين؟ فاذا الله بهذه الاعمال ما يوافق عقائدنا تقول الله عادل، وقتل الابرياء بجرم المجرمين هو القرآن نفسه يقول ولا تزر وازرة وزر اخرى. كان انت تقول فتشي وبعدين تعمل بالعكس، مو انت تقول ولا تزر وازرة. ليش هذا الاطفال هذول بالالاف مساكين، وذولاك اكلوا البعيره وهنيئا مريئا، ذولاك كل شيء ما محصلين، ذولاك هسه تعذبهم فغدا دسم اكلوا. ذول المساكين شنو؟ النساء اطفال. زين، وهكذا قوم لوط، وهكذا قوم شعيب، وهكذا قوم العاديات والمؤتفكات، وقوم نوح. شنو معناته يعذب؟ زين، هذه الأخلاقية. حتى في مو فقط العذاب، أخلاقيا الأمر بالغزو سبيل الجهاد. أنت شعلة، أنت تقول لكم دينكم ولي دين، أنت ليش تقول اقتلوا المشركين كافة حيث ثقفتموهم حيث ما وجدتموهم؟ مشرك أريد أن أعبد صنم، أنت تقتلني على شيء؟ زين، هذه الله يريد يهدي، ما له معنى. بالقوة الله يفرض الإيمان ما يجي بالقوة، هذا لما تفرض عليه بالقوة يصير منافق، والكافر أحسن من المنافق، خليه كافر أحسن ما يسوي منافق. أنت ذا بالقوة تسوي مسلم، راح تحوله من كافر إلى منافق. ظاهرا يقول لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله، لكنه قلبه يحقد. أحقادهم شفناها، أحقادهم شلون قتلوا الحسين وأبنائه وشيء، حقد مال أبوه وجده، أحقاد متراكم. زين، فالقضايا هذه القضايا الأخلاقية لا تصدر من الله. مثل ما قلت لكم، إذا تشوفون رسالة تشوفون أخبار بها مو عن زوجتك، حتى لو كان هذا الرسول وساع البني الصادق وثقة، أنت تقول له حتى من اشتباه صار، هذه مو من زوجتي. زوجتي ما تكتب هيك كتابة. احنا نقول الله اللي احنا نعتقد به ما يكتب هيك كتابة، مو ظالم، لأن الله نعتقد به عادل. مستحيل الله هو يعذب يأمر بالظلم. زين، الله اللي موجود في القرآن، يعني احنا نعرف الله مطلق ولا يحد مكان، يعني ليس كالبشر. الله اللي في القرآن عنده عرش، عنده كرسي، والعرش يحمله 8 ملائكة، يعني مثل الملك. شلون الملوك كسرى وقيصر؟ القرآن يشبه الله ملك جالس على العرش ثم استوى على العرش. زين، يقول هسه هاي آيات متشابهات، انت آيات متشابهات شكو منزلها تشوش على الناس؟ من اول يقول الله لا ما عنده عرش ولا عنده ملائكة يحمل العرش، اصلا اكو حملة العرش. زين، النبي في المعراج يصعد للسماء ويسجد امام العرش، يعني كانما الله قاعد على العرش، يعني هاي تجسيد. والنبي اذا يشوف الله قاعد يصفه، الله هو نفس النبي يقول في الحديث القدسي انا جليس من ذكرني. انت لما تذكر الله قاعد بصفه وقاعد بقلبك. وين راح للعرش بالسماء السابعه تسجد؟ يعني كانما تجسيد. هاي قضيه المعراج تجسيد واضح. واحنا نعلم بعقولنا الله ليس له جسد وليس له مكان، وهو اقرب الى الانسان من غيره من السماء السابعه. زين، هذه كلها اشكالات تدل النظريه للوحي السائده باطله، يعني او ضعيفه، لا تقوم على شيء عقلي.
رضي الله عنكم أيها التابعين بإحسان رسول الله ديفيد إلى يوم الدين. خلونا ناخذ لخبطنا. لا هداك موضوع تاني أقوى، بدي أضحككم كثير هداك الموضوع. شوفوا سورة يس أو نو، ما بعرف عنها كمان. بنعمة الله سنسأل جبريل إذا عنده وجهة إلى بريطانيا لحتى ينقلني على البراق وأربط يعفور على باب بريطانيا وأدخل عندكم. سورة ياسين، ياسين أول آية. من هو ياسين؟ من هو ياسين؟ أو يا أنف أو يا أذن أو يا عين صبي دمع وابكي على الغالي. من هو ياسين؟ خلينا ناخذ أنا وإنتو بتفسير المعلم ابن كثير، وننزل ننزل 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 نزلنا خلاص حاج. يقول هنا في أول سورة البقرة: وروي عن ابن عباس ترجمان القرآن وحبر الأمة عنهما وعن عكرمة والضحاك والحسن وسفيان بن عيينة أن ياسين بمعنى يا إنسان. انتبهوا على الكلام الخطير، يا إنسان. وقال سعيد بن جبير وهو كذلك في لغة الحبشة. وقال مالك عن زيد بن أسلم هو اسم من أسماء الله. أوبا ياسين طلع اسم إنسان واسم من أسماء الله. هوبا يا هم لالي يا هم لالي يا هم لالي، يعني يا رب الإسلام يا إنسان، يا إنسان يا رب الإسلام. شايفين؟ قال سفيان وغيره بمعنى ياسين، يعني يا إنسان يا إنسان. وقال سعيد بن جبير وهو كذلك في لغة الحبشة، يعني بلغة الحبشة ياسين يعني يا إنسان. وبعدين بينزل مالك عن زيد بن أسلم اسم من أسماء الله تعالى، اسم من أسماء الله تعالى. يعني يا إنسان يا رب محمد. هل يوجد مسلم مثقف فاهم واثق راغب في الرد؟ يتفضل يطلب مايك، وإذا بتحبوا نعلمكم البعض أو الجزء اليسير من علم الحديث لكي لا تضعفوا ولا تسمنوا ولا تنحفوا ولا تطولوا. ياسين يعني يا إنسان بلغة أهل الحبشة، يعني يا الله. رائع أنت يا ابن كثير، رائع جدا يا ابن كثير. إني والله لأحبك في الله، لأنك تساهم في نشر الوعي وتثقيف المسلمين على أنهم يعبدون إنسانا اسمه ياسين.
ممكن واحد يطلع ينطق الشهادتين ويقول لا إله إلا المص؟ يلا ماشي
ممكن،
نقول.
والله أعلى وأعلم. ممكن. تفضل. ليش المص تحديدا؟
بسورة الأعراف المص طلع اسم الله هو.
الله وكيلك.
زين. بتفسير الطبري
نعم.
ذكر من قال ذلك. حدثني المثنى قال حدثني عبد الله صالح قال عن زين. طبعا الحديث او شو اسمه عن ابن عباس. ابن عباس حبر الامه وترجمه للقران. خلي يطلع واحد يقول لي هو غلطان. قوله المص اقسمه الله وهو من اسماء الله.
آمين أختي
اسم الله
لطيفة.
المص.
نعم كمل
زين.
حبيبي.
يلا بشرفك يا مسلم اطلع قل لي لا إله إلا المص. لا إله
لا
إلا
إله
المص.
إلا المص.